back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. Got the mini outrigger on the block. This is my ironclad ship, ironclad rigger. Okay. In previous videos, we were tinkering and testing with turnfin angle on this boat, and I'm pretty sure I pretty much got it freaking figured out. Okay. And you know, I had this aluminum turnfin bracket on my boat. All right, I had it right there, basically where this new bracket is. And I had some issues with the turnfin. I think it was like wobbling underway or in the turn. There's a lot of pressure on this turnfin, and I was having a hard time with the boat wanting to flip in a turn. Nice. Yeah, man, look at that. Woo, she's running good. Nice way to start out the new year. Got water cooling coming out. 32mm prop. No flipping in the turn. Little bounce on that left sponson on the outside of the turn, but she's running good. Oh, and it landed it. So I started messing with the turn fins. All right, got a couple videos out about it. If you're interested, go watch it. For right now, for time's sake, I'm gonna tell you guys what I did. I took this aluminum bracket off. It was like bent. Okay, it was bending. It's aluminum, and you know, when I was bending it back into shape, I actually put a little hairline crack in the back corner of my sponson. I'm glad I freaking caught it, because it was almost unnoticeable to the eye. Before it got bad, before I get any water in the boat, I went ahead and took the fin off, the bracket off, epoxied over the crack. All right. Dug it out, filled it in with epoxy, and I epoxied this piece of fiberglass onto the boat. Piece of laminated fiberglass I did a few weeks ago, and I epoxied the screws in, and now it's freaking ironclad, son. That thing ain't going nowhere. I actually put just the smallest amount of inside angle on it, because I noticed that the boat actually, it liked a little bit of angle in, a little cant in. I made it taller, wider, I guess, because with this bracket, when I put my turn fin all the way up, it would bottom out on these screws up here. So I made it wider so I could drop it down lower and get the turn fin up higher. More adjustability, basically. I had sanded all this off. I matched up all the paint. Turned out pretty good. Ironclad ship. It's not supposed to freaking be pretty, all right? They had cannonballs hit them. Ships would run into them. They had patches all over the place. It's an ironclad ship. All right. So that's done. Let's flip the boat over. We're going to tinker around with ride pads today. Okay. Now, I just made a basic ride pad just to get started with, because I've never done this before on an outrigger. As you guys already know, this is my first outrigger build. Okay. So I'm tinkering right now. This is concept. But I mean, it's not the first time this has been done. Okay, Dr. Jet actually recommended using double-sided tape to tape the ride pads onto the sponson. All right, because my ride surface is not completely flat. You can see it's flat here, and it kind of dips up, you know, or down, depending on the way you look at it. So we're going to try the flat ride pads, which is 1/32 birch with automotive primer on it. I've got it tapered down to nothing right here. All right. Pretty simple. I cut it a little bit long, so it's going to hang off the back, so that the water like flicks off the back side of that edge. Nice. Okay, it's going to have a nice clean break off the back of the sponson. All right, so we're going to see if that helps in the corner. And I really probably shouldn't even do that. I just thought about that, because I hate doing two different modifications to my boat at the same freaking time. Because if this were to fix the flipping, I wouldn't even know it. You know, if it was the bracket maybe too loose in the corner, you know, I wouldn't even freaking know it. Oh, now I don't want to freaking put the ride pads on. Yeah, so like if you're doing modifications to your boat, major modifications like this, sometimes it's only best to do one modification at a time. So test the boat, see what happens. If that didn't fix it, go to the next modification. But this Big B with Ironclad RC, and we're going to go ahead and freaking do it. I got you guys on here for it. I've already went over the whole spiel. Let's get to it. So I'm going to use contact cement. Dr. Jet recommended double-sided tape. I'm probably going to use double-sided tape later on. All right, we're going to use the contact cement. I've seen it in 5 Performance. He just scrapes them right off. Boom. I tested it on a piece of wood. You can sand it off, scrape it off. It should be no big deal. All right. We're going to use the double-sided tape later on. I'm going to make 2 or 3 different ride pad pairs. Okay. One of them is going to have... we'll have like a wide set, a wide flat set, a wide set with like a rail on it, almost like a little strake, like a little step there. And then maybe one of them will put an actual little step on the front. And double-sided tape it on, run it, rip it off, see how it runs, rip it off, put a different one on, run it, and so on. We'll test out 3 or 4 different ride pad configurations out at the pond all in one video. So that's something we're going to be doing later on, because I've got to actually construct the ride pads and all that good stuff. So it shouldn't be too hard. All right, I basically prepped up my ride pads. I've got them dead flat with a sanding block, hardwood sanding block on both sides. I sanded it flat on both sides so we get a nice flat ride surface. That's the whole reason we're doing this, because my ride pads are possibly not flat enough. So we need to make sure these are flat. If not, there's no freaking reason to, you know, what's the point, basically. Yummy. All right, just regular old contact cement. They're halfway sealed. Okay, I sealed them up with the primer, but water's still going to get in. You could still see some of the wood grain, so it's going to get some water in it. These ride pads might be good for 2 or 3 outings, maybe, if that. So and I kind of did it on purpose so that this contact cement, so it just basically peels right off the freaking boat, you know. Okay, I'm making a freaking mess, but who cares? It's an ironclad ship. All right, I think that should do it, man. Just a little bit of freaking contact cement on there. And I'm going to put these preschooler, these are building blocks for preschoolers. I've actually fell in love with these freaking blocks. My wife found a bag of these on the side of the road in our neighborhood, and she stopped and got them. And it was kind of like a Christmas gift for me. She's like, she knew I would use them. And I fell in love with them. I've made boat stands with them. They're freaking awesome. Check this out. All right, I hot glued a piece of that foam in here, drilled a bunch of holes in it. Huh? My Allen keys, my Allen wrenches, mirrors, pencils, hobby knives. Boom! Huh? It's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. That's a good idea right there, you guys. If you need a place to put all those little Allen, because those things do come in handy. I got these guys here, but those little Allen wrenches come in handy, and it's nice to have them kind of standing up. Well, let's get back to the boat. I made it a point to make them a little bit longer so that hangs off the back side like that. So we get a nice break off the back of the sponson. Water just breaks right off of it. All right, so do the other one same way we're doing this one, and then we'll throw some weights on it. It's pretty simple, man. This is pretty freaking simple. It's something you can do in like a day, you know, not even a day, just one evening. Make you up some Birch Ridpads, prime them up the next day, sand them, and freaking contact cement them on the boat, or double side tape them on the boat. Boom, you're done. A piece of tape on here just to make sure that they don't slide forward. I'm not putting the tape on like really hard, because if I do, it may roll the edge of my sponson or my ride pad. I don't want it to like bow the ride pad over. So I got this piece of teak. This is like really heavy piece of wood, or is it it might be mahogany. I think it's mahogany. I'm going to set that right on top of my ride pads. That should keep them flat, put some weight on it, and Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. Yeah, the Birch Ridpads are cured out. I'll show you what they look like in just 1 second. All right. Before I do, I just wanted to show you what the original turn fin bracket looked like. It was this right here. All right. Look at this. Look at that. So that's why I made the aluminum one. All right. It's a little more rigid than that right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what came with the boat. That's what they had for a turn fin bracket. All right, so now you guys know why I made the aluminum one. Okay, now you know why I made the fiberglass one. I'm putting another ESC in this boat, so we're not going to take it out in this video. I'm putting a 60 amp ESC in this bad boy, and we're going to see what she'll do with this SSS motor. Okay, so boom, cured out pretty nice. They're all dried. Okay, I've actually hit them with a sanding block, boom, across, trued them up. All right, taper down the front, that taper, so it's a nice transition to that front ski. Okay, after I hit them with the sandpaper, I used this primer filler for a secondary coat. You know, once I trued them up, I just took a paintbrush and laid down a thin coat just to kind of seal it, basically just to seal it up. And before we hit the pond, I'll probably hit it one more time with my sanding block. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Kind of give you an idea of what it looks like here. Flat. Can you see that? Flat, son. Flat. Both of them are flat. You see that? Yeah. Back here is an important part. That's flat. Alright, so it's done. It's done. Like I said, we'll take this boat out toward the end of the week, this week, and give it a test. We got the Dynamite 60 coming for this boat, which, amazingly enough, is about the same freaking size as the 30, okay? Dynamite ESCs, they got some power. They got some freaking power. They got some punch, and they're reliable, okay? So we're going to throw a Dynamite 60 in this bad boy. That should do this SSS 2958 some freaking justice, son. Yeah, so we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Big B with Ironclad RC, a channel where we tinker, test, and tune everything RC. You guys looking at my aft again? We'll see you next time.